Hi, I'm Terry Pascoe and welcome to another edition of After the 80. On today's show, we'll review round 12 of the Intrust Super Cup, catch up with Jake Clifford from the Northern Pride, and also get the latest news from Rikki-Lee's Rap and take a look at this weekend's fixtures. As per usual, Anthony Bomber Breeze joins the panel. Mate, what do you think of the weekend?
No, some very good games again on the weekend there. Very close games. Top teams were playing bottom teams, but they weren't thrashing. So very close competition.
That's right. It shows how tight this competition really is. Now, if you'd like to join the discussion, you can find us on Facebook. Just search for Phoenix Media Hub, comment and like away. Now, let's have a look at the results from round 12 of the Intrust Super Cup. Mate, Redcliffe over Central. Now, this wasn't convincing. Now, this is almost like you said, top versus bottom. But I guess Central were just unlucky with injuries to Jake Madden and Billy Gilbert.
Yeah, well, obviously when you lose your half and your hooker there, it throws the structure out a bit there, and they lost them in the first half there, so they had to play basically the whole second half there. So, but they put up a great effort.
And look, Tweed over Sunshine Coast. Look, conversions probably played a big difference here. So the scoreline flatters Sunshine Coast, but big news coming out that Tweed are going to lose Braden McGrady to a knee injury for the season.
Yeah, well, obviously that's going to be a big loss for him there because he's obviously the leading try scorer there. He knows how to find the try line there, but obviously Tweed on their roll. We keep saying they're on their roll, and they are. They just keep winning.
And look, the surprise on Derby Day, Wynnum versus East. Finally, Brodie Croft and Billy Walters really clicked and really put a stellar performance.
Yeah, well, obviously East were a team that a lot of people did predict that would be up near the top of the ladder there. They had a lot of indifferent form there, but obviously the weekend they did click, and hopefully for the Tigers supporters there, there's more to come in the next part of the season for them.
You know, and a game that showed a good two attacking sides. South Slocum were just too good for Ipswich, but let's take a look at the Burleigh-Mackay game. Now, this is a game that, again, you'd think it's first last, and you would think that it was going to be a thrashing one way, but this competition's so tight that, you know, Burleigh were just done enough to get away with the win.
Yeah, well, obviously Burleigh, they're on top of the ladder, and they're on top of the ladder for a reason. They played very structured football there. Their defence is good. They're one of the best defending teams in the league, and obviously defence wins games. And it was another game that they turned up and got the 2 points.
Yeah, look, Cutters went into the break with the lead of in the lead, I should say. But I guess it was just that second half. They had 2 intercept tries. Well, this one was a good one. This was almost an error. It was unfortunate from the Mackay winger. They're not being able to grab it. And that was the first of Robert Davis's double. But I guess these ones, like, the ball goes the other way and Mackay could either score or retain. But look at this intercept. Like, that was just incredible there from Wells. And it's not far later that Robert Davis also gets an intercept and runs away off the game.
Yeah, well, obviously if you're going to throw intercepts, you don't want to be throwing intercepts to fast players. and obviously you've seen by the footage there, he had a bit of toe there, and obviously, and here's the second intercept that you did speak about. And so to lose by only 10 points there, it just goes to show that that the bottom teams can match it with the top teams on any given day.
And like I said, looking at that footage, Robert Davis has got so much speed. So the moment he's got that ball, you might as well just close the gates.
Well, that's right. They tried in vain there, which they did. They pushed him to the corner, so that's the main thing. You want them little 1%ers there. So.
Mate, what game did you like over the weekend?
I liked the PNG game. They were back at home there. They had a win last week. They're in a little bit of indifferent form, but it was always going to be a forwards game there. They do play tough and all that, and they like to throw the ball around a bit. And obviously by the scoreline, it ended up at 12-8. Half-time it was only 4-0. So obviously 2 form teams from the last couple of weeks there, and it was a great game.
Look, I'm impressed. And we saw the early shots there. Like Townsville didn't start the game well with kicking the ball out in the full, but I guess the wide shot shows how good is the crowd at PNG. Like, that's packed. That's normally what you see in first grade. Like, let alone seeing it in an Intrust Super Cup game.
Well, obviously some of their crowds have been bigger than obviously some of the NRL games that we've had over here for some of the bottom teams there. So they love their rugby league over there, and it goes to show obviously it does pump the boys up over there, and look at the shots, just amazing.
It is. So now PNG were strengthened by the return of Stanton Albert, who did travel over to the UK. So obviously he did help. He scored a try there as well. So very impressive.
Yeah, well, obviously, like we were talking about PNG, they were second last on the ladder there. Now a couple of wins have boosted them up, and obviously they're going to be hard to beat at home now for the rest of the season. They found a bit of their groove. So
yeah, no, that's right. Now let's have a look at the competition ladder and see where everyone is standing at the moment. Now there has been some change. Northern Pride are up to 5th after their big win against the North Devils. We'll talk about that shortly because we'll grab Jake Clifford for a chat. But Burleigh retain their position on top of the ladder, and Tweed Head still on 8th, but 6 wins in a row.
Yeah, well, obviously Tweed 4 weeks ago they were on the bottom of the next page, so obviously they're up onto the main page as we call it there, and the weekend obviously the top teams there. Burleigh had another win, South Logan obviously they're continuing. Redcliffe had a win, so it is very congested. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of teams on 12 points, and if we look over the page. You can still see, Papua New Guinea only 2 points out of the 8, and then again, there's still not too much difference. I mean, Sunny Coast and Central, Wynnum and Cutters have all got to start winning now if they do have any chance of getting into the finals.
Well, obviously the bottom two there, CQ and Mackay, they played the top 2 teams last week, and one lost by 10, one lost by 6. So just goes to show that there is going to be no easy games going forward for all the team. You can't just say, oh, we're playing Mackay, they're bottom of the ladder. It's an easy win, because it won't be.
Northern Pride moved up to 5th on the ladder after a big win against Norse at home. Joining us now is the Pride star halfback Jake Clifford. Mate, welcome to the show.
Hey boys, thanks for having me.
Mate, big win over the weekend. I guess what can you take out of it?
I think we can just build off that week last week. Norse are a strong outfit. And hopefully we can kind of carry that into this week against South Logan.
Now, mate, you got the boys off on the front foot. You got them off by scoring a try. Now, we had Blake Leary on last week, and he was saying that, he ran 20 metres, had 5 men on his back. I guess looking at the footage, yours was very similar.
Mine's probably less work than his. I kind of just fell over the line. Had a centre outside me that drew defenders and kind of seen a gap there and kind of just went over the line.
Mate, Ethan Lowe joined the team this week. Not great for the Cowboys, but I guess he brought some good experience to the side.
Yeah, he did. He brought a lot of experience and knowledge to the team. I think the boys felt his presence quite a lot. He had a fair few carries and dug deep in defence.
Mate, the Cowboys extended your contract this year, so you signed with them until 2020. What's it like being part of the main squad this year after being in the 20s outfit?
Yeah, it's been a good step up. I've enjoyed it the whole time. The pre-season's been good, learning off Jono and Morgo. They're very high-class players. I felt like I've already learned a lot from the pre-season, and it's kind of developed my footy this year.
Mate, it must be incredible that you get to learn from a potential future immortal of Jonathan Thurston. But I guess, do you have a favourite? Do you have a favourite in Thurston and Morgo?
They're both kind of different players. Jono's very good on the ball, making decisions at the line, and then there's Morgo that's running games very strong, and his support play is something I want to do as well. So, they both have their benefits, and I'm kind of just learning a bit of both from both of them.
But I guess you're going to have a pretty big off-season this season. JT retiring or looking to retire this year. I guess that gives you a clear indication that you could slot straight in there next to Morgo.
It's always going to be a lot of tough competition. I've got to have a big pre-season. I'll have a good season this year still, and then come at the back of the year, have a big pre-season to put my best foot forward to try and get that number 7 jersey.
I guess you got a big game this weekend against South Logan. I guess how do you prepare for this side? They've got some young halves in Guy Hamilton and Sam Scarlett who are in cracking form at the moment.
They are. They're playing very good footy. I think we've got to control them through the middle kind of thing. They've got very big forwards and some young forwards. So I reckon if we can contain them, hopefully that limits their halves to play some free play footy.
All right, mate. Well, good luck and thank you very much for your time. I hope you get away with the victory and move up that ladder pretty quickly.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries, mate. And don't forget, very shortly we'll have Rikki-Lee Arnold for Rikki-Lee's Wrap.
Join us live this Saturday for the clash between the Ipswich Jets and the Burleigh Bears. Our live stream broadcast will commence just before 3 p.m. when our commentators preview the battle that will play out at North Ipswich Reserve. The Jets take on the Bears live with kickoff at 3 p.m. this Saturday. Watch on facebook.com/Phoenix Media Hub or listen live on phoenixradio.com.au and Brisbane Youth Radio 1197 AM. Proudly sponsored by the Queensland Times.
Back after a week off, Rikki-Lee Arnold from the Courier Mail joins us for Rikki-Lee's Wrap. Thanks for joining us, mate. What did you think of round 12 of the Intrust Super Cup?
Oh, look, it was another great round. And you know what, Terry? I think we're really starting to see some of these teams becoming serious contenders at the moment, particularly for me, Northern Pride and Tweed Heads. They both got some big upset wins. Northern Pride over North and Tweed Heads over Sunshine Coast. Both of them, have really started to notch up some great form in recent weeks. But this is always the case with these underdog teams. You don't want to get too excited until they start to show that consistency. And I think we're seeing that from both sides at the moment. They're playing well, they're beating big teams, and they're doing it on a weekly basis. And it's really good to see. I thought they were two great results. The other game I thought was really interesting was East, a massive win over Wigan Manly. There's been a lot of concern over East form so far this year. They've obviously got a great side, but they haven't been winning. I think this was a major bounce back to form. Unfortunately for Wigan Manly, it continues what's been a poor season, but it's great to see East get that win, and hopefully this can boost their momentum moving forward.
Yeah, look, like you said, with the East Wynnum game, Brodie Croft and Billy Walters look like they finally gelled. That was a huge thing. That's the biggest thing I saw out of that game. But I guess, like you said, with Tweed winning 6 in a row, that's quite incredible considering their season last year and this year. But I guess they've been rocked with the news with Braden McGrady out for the season with a knee injury, and that happened in the 9th minute against their game in Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, look, that's going to be a massive loss for them. He's one of their best players week in, week out, consistent, really knows how to find that try line. But I just think it seems like at the moment, Ben Wolf's doing some really good things there. I mean, as you said, last year, they were bottom of the table. This year, 6 consecutive wins. I just think the introduction of the new coach is really helping them. The players look a lot more confident this year, and they might have a little bit more help from the Titans, but I do think a lot of credit has to go to those original players who are doing a really good job.
As I'm sure you're aware, being in the newsroom at the Courier Mail, Game 1 of State of Origin is only a week away, which means it won't be long before John Buchanan will pick his Queensland resident side. With the way the competition's going at the moment, I guess he's got some really tough decisions to make.
Yeah, he definitely does. I've spoken to John a few times about what he's thinking and where he's looking. Obviously he came in last year for the first time and the residents won. So a big goal of his is to retain a similar side. Obviously some changes will need to be made given injuries, players moving to New South Wales or players retiring. So I think we will see a lot of the same team. For example, Blake Leary, I would be very surprised if he was not there again, and I do expect him to also be captain again. Nat Neal has been excellent for Ipswich. There's no reason for him to lose his place. Billy Walters will definitely be 5'8". Who will be his halfback? That's the question. Obviously, Kyle Laibart has had a big injury. He's out until July, so he will miss the residents' game. So it's a chance for all the halfbacks in the competition to really stand up. I mean, Brodie Croft, as you said before, Brodie and Billy, they have a great combination. It looks like they're clicking again. Brodie was selected for the residents last year, but opted to play with the junior Kangaroos instead and therefore missed the game. But maybe this is his chance to get back in. But as you know, I know John has a lot of options there. His own halfback at South Logan, Sam Scarlett, has had a really good start to the season. Cameron Cullen's doing great things out at Redcliffe. And there's a lot of praise around young Jake Clifford up at Northern Pride. So he's definitely got a few options there for a halfback.
Yeah, that's right. And we've just talked with Jake Clifford, but I guess the problem is with Cameron Cullen, he was named in the Intrust Super Premiership. For those who don't know, that's the New South Wales Cup. He was named in their halves of the year. So, I mean, I know he's done great things with Redcliffe, but I guess he's up against some tough competition this year.
Yeah, he definitely is. And look, the thing with Cameron is he's bounced around a few times. You know, he played for Queensland 2 years ago and then went down to Sydney, played for New South Wales last year, and now he's back this year. So, Cameron's a good option there for John. I do think, though, for me, the toughest combination to go past is Walters and Croft. I mean, it looks like having Walters by his side would do good things for Croft's confidence after getting dropped from Melbourne. And I just think those two play together every week. Despite the fact he got dropped from first grade, Brodie Croft is an excellent player. And that experience he could bring to that side, that combination with Walters, he could do really good things against the New South Wales side.
All right, Rikki, thank you very much for your time. Now, what will we see in tomorrow's Courier Mail?
In tomorrow's Courier Mail, we will have the rest of our mid-season report card. Last week, we graded the top 7 teams. This week, we'll look at the bottom 7 teams.
All right, mate. Well, we'll talk to you next week, and thank you very much for your time. Now, if you want to see Rikki-Lee's all Rikki-Lee's articles, definitely head online or go to your local news agency to pick up your latest Courier Mail.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at round 13 of the Intrust Super Cup. Some big clashes in this one, Bomber.
Yeah, there is. Obviously, the Jets and Burleigh up there. That's going to be a big game there. Northern Pride and South. Another top of the table type clash as well. So Redcliffe Tweed.
Well, mate, and again, like I said before, Sunny Coast, they really need to beat North to stay right in contention of this in this competition anyway. But I guess the game for me is going to be Redcliffe Dolphins and Tweed Heads. Geez, that's going to be a tough fought match, and I don't know, I might even head down to Dolphin Stadium to have a look at it. Yeah,
well, obviously Tweed on the roll. This will be a big test that travelling away. They've had a couple of good wins at home. Obviously, one of the top of the table teams at their ground.
All right, what game do you like?
I'll be out calling. I'm actually doing the commentary box with the Ipswich Jets Burleigh game this week, so I'll be there doing the timekeeping. So
excellent. And also, speaking of Ipswich and Burleigh, if you want to watch that yourself, just jump onto Phoenix Media Hub. They'll be live streaming the game, and hopefully we'll have all the best commentators we can get. Now, all the footage from today's show is courtesy of the QRL Media. So if you would like to see all the highlights from round 12 of the Intrust Super Cup, please head to qrl.com.au. Well, that's all the time we got for today. Now, as per usual, thank you, Bomber, for your delightful insights.
No, it's been good to be here. Good to be talking about the greatest game of all and some great Intrust games on the weekend. Look forward to.
Also, a big thank you to Jake Clifford and Rikki-Lee for joining the show. That's all the time we have today. So if you'd like to keep in touch, just head to our Facebook page, Phoenix Media Hub, and don't forget to like it. We'll see you next week.